What's up, guys? We are here with Make Vegas Pay, the show. We're actually starting off a little bit different now. As you can tell, we are here at Empire's Social Cigar Lounge here in Fort Lauderdale. Actually, we do have a membership here as well, so this is technically a home away from home. Great atmosphere, great vibes. How you feeling today, Swice?
I got some tea. I'm feeling really good today.
I chugged the tea, man.
I love the tea. Thank you, Empire, for hosting us.
Yeah, Empire is amazing. Check them out if you haven't. We'll be here more often doing more shows and content, so definitely check them out. But yeah, I'm here with my co-host, Swice.
Ready to go, baby.
How you feeling, man? Good?
Good. We're writing down football. Ready to go.
I don't feel as energized as I normally am because of that fucking game last night against the Bears in Seattle. That was terrible, man.
That was really bad.
What was it, total of, 6-3?
The Bears have been a disaster, and they actually covered last night, but they've been a complete mess. We'll talk about their next head coach kind of later on.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting topic.
I've heard some interesting things. So we'll
really?
Get into
You
that.
have?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was funny because we had one of our friends there that took the Seattle going over 12.5 team total points.
Yeah.
The whole entire score did not go even 12 points. So
we've had some rough Thursday games recently.
Primetime has been strange. Football has been strange. A lot of favorites winning, but we'll dive into that later. But yeah, no, I mean, there's so much to talk about in terms of what we have going. It's crunch time for not just the NFL, but also college football.
Hell yeah.
Let's dive right into it, man. We got college football. We got the playoffs here. So, I mean, there's a lot of interesting matchups. One falling on one of our events that's going to be hosted on January 10th as well.
Yes, it'll either be Texas, Oregon, or Texas, Ohio State, I think, unless Texas gets upset by Arizona State, who has that kid Scattermoo.
Listen, the only upset I see is possibly, I don't know, I'm feeling Penn State might beat Boise. I don't know.
Is that an upset?
I mean, are they going to go? What
Penn State is like 10-point favorites.
They are?
Yeah. It's a neutral site game. Yeah, it's a neutral site game.
Wow. Then fuck it. I'm gonna take Boise for the dog. I'm gonna totally go with Ashton Genton for the upset. I like him a lot.
Ashton Genty, yeah. I mean, I like them getting 10 points. I bet on them getting 10 points.
I mean, they look great in their last game.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. They covered. They blew them out. It'd be very interesting to see what happens. Clemson is not the...
No, not Clemson. Clemson's not in it.
No, they're not anymore.
Yeah. Texas is playing Arizona State. I like Texas in that game. I'm going to go with Ohio State, actually, over Oregon.
Really?
I'm going to change my take on this. The lines flipped to Ohio State's favor. It's in a neutral site. They played a great game earlier this year. So I'm going to go Ohio State. I don't even think it's an upset anymore over Oregon. Really good.
What are the lines for that? Do you know?
It's like 2, I think, or -1.5.
It's like 1.5. It's very even.
We have that, and then we have Notre Dame, Georgia, and in Notre Dame, Georgia, I really like. I think it's going to be another close game. I can see Notre Dame pulling off the upset without Georgia's quarterback.
You called it in our previous episodes. You said Notre Dame was going to make it to the final, so you can't go back on that. You have to.
I mean, Georgia's without their starting quarterback, neutral site game. I can see Notre Dame, but honestly, what I'm looking for next week, college football. Give me some close games.
Yep.
Just close games. We got all blowouts. Just give me some close games, please.
Yeah.
I think give me some underdogs. Why we didn't get any? All the favorites covered. College football, we need dogs, and we need close games.
We realistically haven't had a dog really hit this season. So, I mean,
we haven't had a dog hitting anything.
In NFL, sport. College, there's been UFC for me. So, I mean, it's been the year. If anything, 2024 has been the year.
I've had to literally find, Ray, like different NFL markets to bet on because the dogs have been so bad. I mean, the Bears covered last night, but I've looked into, for NFL, I'm now looking into second half bets, longest reception, longest catch. These are markets you guys can look into and that we use each and every week. To be profitable, because sometimes this does happen where the favorites win at a historical rate since 2005. You got to find a second half market, first half market, longest reception, longest catch. Those are good markets to look at.
Yeah, and historically speaking, and also statistically speaking, this has been one of the worst years for the books, just due to the fact that no dog has really won this season.
Yeah, the books have been
getting cooked this season.
Yeah.
And that, of course,
historic pace.
Yeah, but that also hurts realistically, cappers and sharp players in the sports betting space because a lot of it should be dogs covering as well as
Like
dogs
last night,
winning.
the sharp play was actually Seattle spread.
Yeah.
And usually in the past, it'd be Chicago as a contrarian play. But NFL's been weird. Just got to look at different markets, and we stick with our live betting. I think kind of going off of that, our live betting, especially at halftime, we're getting great value. We're taking winning margins. I mean, right, you didn't even know what winning margins were, and now you love them.
This season, guys, for winning margins, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. My man Swice over here goes, hey, winning margins are a cheat code. Also, rewind real quick. If you guys need help with winning margins or need a book, just give us a DM. We'll take care of you for books with winning margins. That has been an ultimate cheat code for me, just getting into it, and Swice has been using it for a couple of years.
Why do you think they're so effective of a tool for the NFL?
Well, it's also a massive aspect in terms of your statistics, which we could dive into with the AI. It reads at least the spread and covers, and it's been fairly accurate in terms of seeing where the game's going to play out from the first half and how it's going to lead into the end.
Yeah.
So,
like last night, the odds were for Seattle was 1-6 at plus 169. It was a 6-3 game. And it was a close game. So the winning margins, especially for the NFL playoffs, we got a lot coming up with that. We're going to be hammering the winning margins, especially the Chiefs. All of their games are close. The playoff games are going to be close. And also, they're all at plus odds. So you don't have to be right 52% of the time. You could actually be right less than 50% of the time and be up, which you can't say for most bets. So this market, we're the only ones using it. We have interns researching it. Guys, winning margins are the next best thing. We've been saying this for two years now. Still the only ones doing it. And people who do it love it and make a lot of money on it.
Now, I was going to say, perfect. This is a perfect transition right now for where we're going to go. What do you feel? Because I feel like this is going to be an absolute, you have to utilize this if you are a sports bettor. The playoffs, the NFL playoffs. I feel like there's going to be massively close games.
Oh, yeah.
Possible upsets. We don't know. It's been the year of the favorites. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. But I feel like, if anything, what we just talked about with the winning margins, we could 100% utilize that in the playoffs. How do you feel? How do you feel about the AI systems that we use for MVP? Going into the playoffs, because I feel like we could make a lot of money moving forward.
Yeah, we have we work with Edge Sports. They're our pregame AI data provider, and they've been on fire. NFL, college, they do all the different sports, but definitely going to use Edge Sports for NFL for those pregame picks. They've been phenomenal there, and they've been leaning towards the favorites. I got to give Edge Sports prop. Last night they had the Bears, that cash, the player props, they're killing it. So yeah, Edge Sports for AI for pregame, we absolutely love them, and you can make a killing betting pregame, but also we work with IntelliBets as our live betting provider. And we take advantage of those winning margins at halftime. And in the NFL and the playoff games, I got interns researching from Syracuse, shout out, these winning margins. So we have it exclusively. You got to join us on Winnable to get it. And we're going to make a lot of cash in the playoffs. The other thing I want to note about the playoffs, right? You didn't know me last year, but we won a lot on the Super Bowl taking overtime, right? And it hadn't happened in like 20-plus games. It still hasn't happened in the wild card divisional or conference championship. So currently researching.
We're overdue.
We're overdue. Exactly. And you get it at like plus 900, plus 1,000 odds.
I was going to ask you those odds.
You really only need one of them to hit. So, guys, overtime for the playoffs. If you want to have some fun, take an overtime bet for the playoffs. We have all the research and analytics, and it's good return. So.
How much did you cash out last season for your overtime bets?
Well, I won 30 grand on the Super Bowl and lost probably like around 10 before that. Betting on it.
So you profited 20 grand essentially.
Yeah. Okay. So overtime in the playoffs, it's going to happen in one of the early games. I'm going to be betting it every game. So yeah, overtime in the playoffs, guys. If you want to have some fun, throw $10 to win 100. Like, it's going to be fun, and it's probably going to catch.
I am going to go on a bold statement here and say Chiefs are going into overtime at some point during these playoffs.
You know what,
Ray?
The Chiefs are actually a very strong overtime playoff team. They've been in a lot of overtime games. Yeah.
I think just due to the fact that they've had very close wins throughout this whole season, and we broke it down yesterday in terms of they've only had 4 games that they haven't covered the 1-9 winning margin.
Yeah, if you took them 1-9, you'd be very, very profitable. 1-6 even.
I mean, there was a few times where they were at plus 200 during the.
Why do you think the books are even offering these winning margins?
I think this is fairly new because like I said, you taught me this year, so
I've
this is
spoken
all
to a lot of people. They're like, oh my god.
I'll tell you what, guys, if you want to hook on to anything MVP related, I think the winning margins. I don't think anyone's currently doing this in the sports betting space. So if anything, we're going to be the pioneers to set this off for people to cash in at plus.
And we've done research. Like I've had interns research.
No, this isn't just we're spitballing you going, hey, cash in, it's sick. We have logistics and actual statistics backing it up with interns.
Well,
like you said.
Plus 200 odds, just so you guys know. If you take something at plus 200, you got to be right 1 in 3 times to break even.
100%.
A lot of people don't know that. Like, you take the dogs, okay, but you don't have to be right every time. Being right 52% of the time in sports betting, it is hard, guys. And people who say they do it, it's very difficult. But what Ray and I do with UFC and NFL, we take these dogs, we take some parlays at plus odds, so you don't have to be right that amount of time. It's very difficult to be right.
Yeah, as soon as we start pitching you guys, we're throwing in 8 or 12 leggers. Like, then you should really question us as human beings in terms of our sports knowledge. I know there's a few people that are like, what's wrong with the quick 8-legger? Well, yeah. Good luck getting your money back, but, once in a blue moon. But realistically, everything's, backed by statistics in terms of what we're doing and from just our pure knowledge. And like I said, we have a specific AI system that actually gets us the most accurate information possible.
We got pregame and live, and real quick with the last thing with the AI, Edge Sports, really strong partner of ours. They've been doing phenomenal with the player props. A lot of good player props for over unders, points, rebounds, NFL player props. Like I just go on there and just see, hey, take this player prop, and I just take it. So I love it. Edge Sports, download it.
Yeah. Take a look at, follow us for more on MVP if you guys want to hear more about AI. We'll be diving into next episode as we get rolling for the playoffs for college as well as the NFL. But moving on, we have, I don't know, I took a look at it. You took a look at it a little bit. I'm not too much of an NBA fan, but I'm just, I've been watching. I haven't been hearing more. I honestly don't hear it as much in the media. I think the last big media spurt for NBA was, of course, Bronny James going to the Lakers for the draft. Other than that, man, I don't know. It's been.
How do they fix the NBA, Ray?
I don't know. It's been tanking, brother. I don't know. We need some excitement. We need some fucking bows, dude. We need some guys that
more physical.
We need Draymond Green to pretty much play in every single game and just mess everyone up on the team because I can't see this little baby stuff, the flopping. We need to add more excitement. And honestly,
too many 3-pointers.
It's becoming an all-star game essentially, where it's just more fun and like we're having a great time.
I used to love the NBA, but it's just a mess right now. Ratings are down. They're trying to compete with NFL and college football.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
I can't. Let me tell you this. Do you think it would be more beneficial for NBA to let some more fouls go? Let's see some backyard rules.
Oh yeah.
I used to play NBA 2K, and my favorite thing used to be the courtyard where you throw some bows. There's no fouls, man. Let's see some guys getting busted up.
Let's see a more physical game.
When I touch you, I don't want you to flop. That's why I don't watch soccer. Nothing wrong with soccer, guys, but
Yeah, no, NBA's got a lot of work to do, and they don't have their biggest stars are LeBron and Steph still.
I feel like there's exactly. They're on their way out in the next few years.
Like Anthony Edwards, he's going to be a superstar. He is a superstar, and he's shooting threes like crazy. They have a lot of work to do. I don't want to get into the NBA anymore because it's just too much to even talk about it and figure out how they fix it. Very difficult.
I don't know. That's why I don't tune into it. It's not the same as it used to be.
No.
I really wish that something could happen in terms of a whole change, but I feel like all sports, even the NFL, everything's getting a little softer, man. I don't know. I want to see
very
more
soft.
I want to see more violence, which is exactly why my main sport is in fact UFC, because I enjoy violence. But I'm just a chill guy, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, moving on from NBA, I can't really. I don't want to talk. I'm not an NBA guy.
Yeah,
but
neither am I.
When they start picking up and there's more fouls and Draymond Green starts slugging people, I'll talk more about it.
Draymond starts slugging people.
Yeah, start fucking hitting people and shit. That'd be really nice. But yeah, moving forward now back to the NFL. We have the draft coming up. We have the teams that are pretty much projected to go, first, second, and third. Now you got the Giants are in the mix right now.
The Giants are so.
Are they locked? Are they locked?
The Giants looks like they're going to get the number 1 pick. I think the Giants go draft Shadur.
Really? You're going to go for Shadur for number 1?
I know it's kind of people are talking about it, but Giants, I want you to go draft Shadur Sanders.
Wow.
I think with Brian Daboll, he'd be a really good fit there. And the Giants do have some pieces. So I don't think Shadur's going to be like an amazing first-year quarterback, but I think that situation and New York, he's got the charisma. Shadur into the Giants. What do you think, Ray?
I mean, they could literally go for a quarterback or a running back.
They're not going to draft Genty.
I want them to go on the Giants. That's just personal for me, at least. I know that they're not probably going to do it, but I would love for the Giants to just draft Genty and Genty run off. Dude, he's one of the best running backs to ever come out of college since Barry 20 years. It's been 2 decades.
Well, there was talk about the Raiders, but now they've beat the Jaguars, so they've moved down a little bit in the sweepstakes.
So the projection, Giants are solidified number one.
Not like we got 2 weeks left.
They blow. They're not fucking winning against.
No, I took them plus 10 against Atlanta, and they screwed me. But yeah, Giants, go draft Shadur. Give it a shot. I think it'll be good. So that's my.
So you think he's going first?
Yeah.
Where do you see? Because I like Ashton Genty. Where do you think Genty's going to land?
You know where he should land?
He's going to be top 5.
Dallas.
He's going to be top 5.
He's not going to be top 5. Are you kidding me?
Brother.
Let's see how he does in the bowl games.
I think he'll be top 5.
Let's see how he does in the bowl games.
Top 10 for Genty?
Nah.
Brother.
It's a running back, dude.
But, yeah,
they are
getting devalued.
Jameer Gibbs was good. But, yeah, I mean, I want to see...
He's one of the best.
I want to see Shadur on the Giants. Also, the people are talking about Cam Ward. I think he's going to be terrible.
Listen, if he's going to be... Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of last year.
Like the Raiders or somebody could draft him. I don't know. This is a bad quarterback. We just came from like everybody except J.J. McCarthy from last year's class is starting.
Yeah. Well, J.J.'s hurt. He'll be back next season.
Yeah, but Darnold.
Listen, guys. All right, another controversial statement. Shifting gears a little bit. Do you think Darnold's he's gonna get re-signed because he's on a 1-year contract right now?
They should franchise tag him. Yeah, Minnesota. I mean, they're 13-2.
We haven't seen JJ play a game. We've heard good things in terms of training camp, but dude, Sam Darnold, I'm not gonna lie, has been very consistent. I'm not saying he's been unbelievable.
No, he's with a great coach in Kevin O'Connell. So,
and if anything, he's shined, and we'll
Vikings re-sign Sam Darnold.
And a big thing is we'll also see how he plays these playoffs right now too.
Yeah,
I think the playoffs are going to define a massive part.
It's gonna be interesting with these quarterbacks.
Speaking of that, we got even odds going into this final week right now with the Packers in Minnesota. So.
Oh yeah, I do like my Packers. Although this episode will be released after
Simon's extremely biased. he's going to go cheesehead.
Well,
no matter what.
I did tease, and if it hits or it doesn't, we'll still post this. Packers and the Ravens. My biggest thing. Because this will go out next week, and I'll talk to you about this right now. Remember I talked about like over/under win totals?
Yes.
Okay. So Atlanta and Houston were both at 9.5. Houston's at 9 wins. They got blown out by the Ravens. They're playing Tennessee. I think Tennessee's going to beat them, and they're going to go under their win total. It was super juiced.
Really?
Houston had 9 or 10 wins last year, and their win total was like 9.5. So everybody was on Houston, right? Like. I'm fading Houston next week against Tennessee. I don't care about that. Tennessee money line, they go under their win total. And then Houston or Atlanta, if they win this week, I think they actually lose next week and go under their win total as well. Because like Vegas sets these over/under win totals for the season, and every time at the last game of the year, there's somebody who's right on the cusp. And this year it's Houston, and they've been garbage.
Dude,
they've clinched the 4 seeds. They don't really care about the Tennessee game, and I think Tennessee, with their rookie coach, plays hard and upsets them. So Tennessee over Houston, under the win total.
That's crazy.
They did it last year to Tennessee. They beat the Jaguars in the last game, and the Jaguars went under the win total. So Tennessee, bro, they've had a rough year, but I think they pull it off against Houston in week 18.
I kind of agree. They have Rudolph now playing over Levis.
He's been better than
Levis. He's scrappy, but you nailed it. Statistically, like I said, speaking of shout out MVP, thank you for these stats right now. Houston has been the worst second half team in one of the worst second half teams in the NFL.
Sheets?
Correct. So
actually, wow.
Also, I mean, they got fraud checked by. Not really fraud checked because
Baltimore, they are frauds.
But they're a great team.
They're going to lose the Baltimore.
They didn't score any points in the fucking second half, bro.
I mean, they scored a safety or whatever.
That was in the first.
No, half. Yeah, guys, Houston's losing in Tennessee.
100% covering for sure, but yeah, I see.
No, they're losing. They're going under the win total. When it's that juiced, we get to the last. It means nothing for Houston. They're locked into the 4 seed.
Yeah, you're right.
And Tennessee,
they're going to get their ass beat by Kansas City too. But I feel like they're going to keep it close. Winning margin, baby. I'm telling you, there's something about it with Kansas City.
I know. I remember I found it. I found it at like 1 a.m. and I was like, "What is this market?" And I was like,
It was like
They
a late
shouldn't
night.
offer this. And then a bunch of those videos went viral. People were like, you're idiots.
It
But
was
then,
like a late night.
listen,
booty
our
call.
long-term clients who've been with MVP, like they know we're specialized in live betting. We do the winning margins. Like when you follow it to a T.
All right, so these teams, they're struggling, man. I don't think getting rid of Robert Salas was a great idea early in the season. I mean, definitely had to get rid of Eberflus. But what do you think are probably the best coaches? At least, let's start with the Jets. What do you think the next best option for the Jets head coach-wise?
That's a good question.
It's very pondering. I don't fucking know either.
It's not a great situation. I'll give you my Bears one first because I know we were talking about the Bears.
Fair enough. Yeah, you hate
Bears. Yeah, I mean I'm a Packers fan, but Bears, you should go hire Mike Vrabel. Okay, he's going to give stability. Wow. He's been to the conference championship multiple times with Ryan Tannehill.
I agree with that.
He knows how to build a culture, and I think Chicago really needs that.
I really think, if anything, the Jets should get Mike Vrabel.
But
no, I agree.
No. You know who I was hearing some rumblings about? Pete Carroll.
Really?
For Chicago. But I actually think he would be a good fit in New York, Pete Carroll. He's 73.
He brings a little bit more mellow vibe, even though he's not really mellow at all.
No, he's like always chewing the gum and stuff. But I think Pete Carroll would be a good fit in New York. I think he was an assistant at some point.
Yeah.
But listen, he's a great head coach. I think they need a guy like that on the Jets. I don't know. The Bears, I just don't want them to hire like Joe Brady or an offensive coordinator. They need an actual head coach. And Mike Vrabel's been there.
I like the Mike Vrabel.
And then you get a good offensive coordinator with Caleb Williams because Mike Vrabel's a defensive guy. So that's my thought on it. The Jets, I don't know what they're going to do with Rodgers, but again, they need to hire an actual head coach.
I think that Rodgers will be a free agent depending on the money situation. We'll see what's happening in terms of their draft pick, who they're going to go after. There's a lot of variables that go into it. I say fuck it. Jets, go after John Gruden, bring him, Barstool, let him go, get him out of his contract. Let's bring back John Gruden. I don't give a shit. I think he's fun.
He is fun. Yeah, John Gruden's good.
All right, so we're closing in. We have the playoffs coming up. Who do you think, at least? Let's give top five because we already know the fucking Chiefs are in it. Top five best chances to win the Super Bowl. Let's start at let's start number five. Start at number five. Who do you think number five? Because I feel like number one's the Chiefs.
The number one's the Chiefs.
I know.
Number one's the Chiefs. Number five, I'm trying to think with the list.
Let's start with number one. It's probably easier.
It's actually easier that way, yeah.
Number one,
Kansas City. This is obvious.
1 through 9 winning mark.
Yes. Number two, I'll rattle off my five and then we'll see what you have different. Number two, I actually have the Philadelphia Eagles at number two.
I have Lions.
Philadelphia Eagles at 2. Buffalo at 3. Lions at 4. And then Ravens at 5.
You know what?
I'm not even including my Packers in this.
That's crazy. I actually don't have the Ravens at number 5 just due to the fact that they've literally fumbled all playoffs. Let's see if this is the year.
You like my Packers?
I do like your Packers coming in at number 5. If I had to go backwards, I would do Packers at 5. I would do Bills at 4. I like the Eagles at 3, Buffalo at 2, and then Chiefs at 1, of course.
Where's the Lions?
Did I said that already, right? No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
All right, well, I do like I lied. Don't trust me. My list is fraudulent. All I know is the Chiefs are winning.
I actually have a future on the Chiefs, like plus 400, plus 450 that I've had for a while. I'm just going to let it ride out.
The Lions are still favored as the Super Bowl winners ever so slightly.
I think the Eagles can beat them. And I hate the Eagles.
Yeah. Once again, since Nick Sirianni shaved his head. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, thank you again for tuning in. Once again, thank you so much for Empire Social for having us. We'll probably be back here to shoot more shows. Guys, please follow, like, subscribe, MVP support our show. We will get back to you with another great episode next week. Any closing words, Swice?
No, let's get some underdogs in the NFL, baby.
Let's hit some 1 through 9 margins, make some money.
1 through 6 is the real money.
All right, well, 1 through 9 if you want to be safe.
1 through 9.
1 through 9. All right,
Happy
guys.
holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.